How are you guys doing? Today is Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to review the Elite matchups and performances from yesterday, Tuesday, October 19th. And of course, for this episode, just to take a look at where we are as the NBA season has just gotten started. The MLB is down to 4 teams as the American League Championship Series and the National League Championship Series are still underway. Taking a look at where we are in the football seasons, the college football season and the pro football seasons are about reaching their halfway points. And in terms of soccer overseas, Champions League is underway yet again. Taking a look at every single sport just firsthand, starting with the baseball playoffs, starting with the National League Championship Series. The first match to take place yesterday was in Los Angeles as the LA Dodgers hosted the Atlanta Braves for Game 3 of this National League Championship Series matchup. The Braves come into the series leading 2-0 after winning Game 2 a couple days ago. And looking into what happened yesterday, the Dodgers were able to beat the Braves 6-5 after the Braves held a 5-2 lead at one point in order to get their first win of the series. Taking a look at how the scoring went down for this game, the Dodgers would get the first 2 runs of the game off of a 2-run home run from Corey Seager. The Braves would score 4 runs in the top of the 4th to gain the lead and then take to tie the game up and take the lead. First, a Jock Peterson single would give them their first run. An Adam Duvall single would tie the game. A Dansby Swanson single would give the Braves a 3-2 lead. And an Eddie Rosario walk would make the game 4-2. In the top of the 5th, an Adam Duvall single made the game 5-2 for the Atlanta Braves. In the bottom of the 8th, Cody Bellinger would tie the game up with a 3-run home run. And then a couple batters later, Mookie Betts would bring Chris Taylor home on an RBI double to give the Dodgers what they needed for a 6-5 win. For the Atlanta Braves in this matchup, the start went to Charlie Morton. Morton allowed 2 earned runs and only 3 hits in 5 innings as he struck out 5. The loss would go to Luke Jackson, the Braves setup relief pitcher. He allowed 4 earned runs in .1 innings. He would go on, this would be his first blown save of the season. He also picked up his very first loss of the playoffs. In the Braves batting lineup, their elite first baseman, the reigning National League MVP, Freddie Freeman, went 3-for-4 with a run. Their right fielder and former LA Dodger, Jock Peterson, went 2-for-4 with an RBI and a run. Their center fielder, Adam Duvall, went 2-for-5 with 2 RBIs and a run. And their shortstop, Dansby Swanson, went 2-for-4 with an RBI. For the Los Angeles Dodgers, the defending champs, the start was given to their elite starting pitcher, Walker Buehler. Buehler allowed 4 runs in 3.2 innings as he struck out 3. The win was given to the Dodgers setup relief pitcher. Tony Gonsolin would finish off the 8th inning as he pitched .1 inning, getting the only batter he needed to get out. This would be his first win of the playoffs, and the save would go to the Dodgers closer, Kenley Jansen. Jansen allowed no earned runs in the 9th inning as he would strike out the entire side, picking up his first save of this series. In the Dodgers batting lineup, their elite right fielder, Mookie Betts, went 2-for-3 with an RBI and a run. Additionally, their elite shortstop, Corey Seager, went 1-for-4 with 2 RBIs and a run as he hit his second home run of the playoffs. Their catcher, Will Smith, went 2-for-5 with a run. Their elite first baseman and former National League MVP, Cody Bellinger, would go 1-for-3 with 3 RBIs and a run as he hit his first home run of the playoffs. Also, Chris Taylor went 2-for-4 with a run. With this win, the Atlanta Braves still lead this series 2-1 as games 4 and 5 will be played in Los Angeles. Game 4 will be played tonight, so many people are going to be looking forward to that, as of course I'll get into that in a bit. And then, of course, looking out to what was going on in the American League Championship Series. Yesterday was Game 4 in Boston. Coming into the series, Boston led the series 2-1, and yesterday the Astros beat the Red Sox 9-2 in order to even up the series. Looking at how the scoring went yesterday, in the top of the first, Alex Bregman would give the Astros the first lead of the game with a solo home run. And then in the bottom of the first, Xander Bogaerts' 2-run home run would give the Red Sox the lead until the top of the 8th inning. Jose Altuve would hit a solo home run to tie the game at 2. Going into the 9th inning, the score was tied at 2, and then the Astros scored 7 runs to win the game. A single from Jason Castro made it 3-2 Astros. A 3-run double from Michael Brantley made it 6-2. A RBI single from Yordan Alvarez made it 7-2. A single from Carlos Correa made it 8-2, and a single from Kyle Tucker made it 9-2 in favor of the Astros. For the Boston Red Sox in this matchup, the start was given to Nick Pivetta. He allowed only 1 earned run in 5 innings as he struck out 3. The loss was given to the Red Sox setup relief pitcher Nate Eovaldi. Eovaldi allowed 4 earned runs in .2 innings as he struck out 2. He started the 9th but did not finish it. With this loss, he's 1-1 in the playoffs. In the Red Sox batting lineup, their all-star shortstop Xander Bogaerts went 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a run. He hit his first home run of the playoffs for Boston. And then for the Houston Astros, the start went to former American League Cy Young winner Zach Greinke. He allowed 2 earned runs in 1.1 innings. He was unable to strike out a batter before he got pulled in the 2nd inning. The win was given to the Astros setup relief pitcher Kendall Graveman. He allowed no earned runs in 2 innings as he pitched the 7th and 8th innings, striking out 2 batters in that span. With this win, Graveman is now 1-0 with the Astros. In the Astros batting lineup, their left fielder Michael Brantley went 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs and a run. Their elite second baseman Jose Altuve went 1 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs. He hit his second home run of the playoffs. Their elite third baseman Alex Bregman went 1 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs as he hit his first home run of the playoffs. Their designated hitter Yordan Alvarez went 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run. And their shortstop Carlos Correa went 2 for 5 with a run. Their first 5 batters were definitely trouble this game. With this win, the Astros have tied the series up at 2, which forces another game in Houston. Game 5 will be played in Boston yet again because it is a best-of-7 series. They do it 2-3-2. And right now that series is tied up at 2 while the Braves lead the National League Championship Series 2-1. Taking a look at what's going on today, especially in the world of baseball. Today, we will see Game 4 between the Braves and the Dodgers in Los Angeles as the Braves lead that series 2-1. And we're going to see Game 5 of the American League Championship Series as the Astros and the Red Sox are tied at 2. This game will be played in Boston. Taking a look at what's going on with football today. Today, the only ranked opponent that's playing in college football will be the 14th ranked Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. They're going to face off against Appalachian State as Coastal Carolina is still undefeated. Appalachian State is looking to give Coastal Carolina its first loss of the season. Taking a look at what's going on with the NFL is going to continue tomorrow. Taking a look at what's been going on with Champions League soccer, starting off with the Group A teams. PSG was able to beat RB Leipzig 3-2 after they were trailing 2-1 at one point. The first goal of the game came from Kylian Mbappe of PSG to give PSG the 1-0 lead. Silva and Mukiele would score both the goals for RB Leipzig. Leo Messi would score a goal in the 67th minute, PSG's goated Argentinian forward. And then after Mbappe drew the foul, Lionel Messi would score the penalty kick in the 74th minute to give PSG what they needed to advance past RB Leipzig. Halfway through the group stage portion of the season, PSG is currently sitting on top of Group A with 7 points. RB Leipzig is sitting at the bottom. Looking at the other 2 teams in Group A, Manchester City was able to beat Club Brugge in Belgium 5-1. Manchester City's goals would come from João Cancelo. They got 2 goals from Riyad Mahrez, a goal from Kyle Walker, and a goal from Cole Palmer. Van Aken would be the only player to score for Bruges. With this win, Manchester City now sits second in Group A, right behind PSG. Bruges, with 4 points in the table, now sits third in the table ahead of 4th place Leipzig. That's what Group A is looking like. Looking in Group B, starting with the champion of this group, the reigning champions of Spain, Atletico Madrid, face off against Liverpool at home. Liverpool was able to beat Atletico Madrid 2-3. The first goal of the game would come from Mo Salah for Liverpool, and then Keita would score for Liverpool in the 13th minute, giving them a 2-0 early lead. Atletico Madrid would even it up. They would equalize it very quickly as Antoine Griezmann, their elite French forward, would score 2 goals to even it up. Griezmann would pick up a red card in the 52nd minute, and then Mo Salah would score his second goal of the game off of a penalty in the 78th minute to give Liverpool what they needed to edge past Atletico Madrid. With this win, Liverpool is now sitting on top of the table as they've won all 3 of their matchups, so they have 9 points in the table. Atletico Madrid now has 4 points in the table as they've won a game, they've drawn a game, and they've lost a game. They are sitting with Porto, as Porto also has 4 points. Porto is coming off of their 1-0 win versus AC Milan, their only goal coming from Diaz in the 65th minute. Porto, with a win, draw, and a loss, they are sitting even with Atletico Madrid at the halfway point of group stage of Champions League. And with this loss, AC Milan has no points, and they are in right now. They are in fear of not even qualifying for Europa League at this point of the tournament. Taking a look at the Group C teams, the Dutch champs Ajax are sitting on top of Group C after they were able to beat Borussia Dortmund 4-0 yesterday. Goals coming, the first goal off of an own goal from Marco Reus. Their second goal coming from Blind, their third goal coming from the Brazilian Antony, and then Sebastian Haller with the 72nd minute goal to give Ajax what they needed for the 4 goals and the 3 points. Right now, they have won every single game in Group C, so they are sitting on top of the group with 9 points in the table. Dortmund has only lost once against Ajax, so they are now sitting second in the table with 6 points in the table. Looking at the other matchup in Group C, Sporting CP, the reigning Portuguese champs, took on Besiktas, the reigning Turkish champs, and Sporting CP was able to pull away with a 4-1 win as 2 of their goals came from Coates after I guess he would score the 2 goals in between those goals. Besiktas scored a goal. Sarabia would score the penalty kick, and then Paulinho's 89th minute goal would be what Sporting CP needed. Right now, they are sitting third in the table with 3 points at the halfway stage, as both of their losses came against Ajax and Dortmund. Besiktas is currently sitting last in Group C, as they still have yet to win they've lost all 3 of their games in Champions League group stage. In Group D, the team that's sitting on top, Sheriff Tiraspol, fell short to Inter Milan. Inter Milan, with the reigning Italian champs, were able to beat Tiraspol 3-1. First goal coming from Edin Dzeko. Tiraspol would tie it in the 52nd minute off of a goal from Till. Arturo Vidal would score 6 minutes later to give Inter the 2-1 lead, and De Vrij would give Inter the 3-1 lead that they needed. With this win, Inter Milan now has 4 points in the table. They are now sitting third behind Sheriff Tiraspol and Real Madrid. And with this loss, because this is Sheriff's only loss, they are sitting with Real Madrid at the top of the table. And since Sheriff beat Real Madrid head-to-head, Sheriff has that number 1 spot, and Real Madrid sits 2. Speaking of Real Madrid was able to beat Shakhtar Donetsk, the Ukrainian reigning champs, I believe. And Real Madrid was able to pull away with a 5-0 win, their first goal coming off of an own goal. They would get 2 goals from their young elite Brazilian forward, Vinicius Jr. Not elite yet, but he will be. Rodrigo was able to score a goal in the 65th minute, and then they would get a goal in the 91st minute from their elite French striker Karim Benzema to advance. And with this win, Real Madrid, they sit even with Sheriff Tiraspol with 6 points in the table with 2 wins and a loss. Their loss came against Sheriff, so Sheriff now holds the number 1 spot over them. With this loss, Shakhtar Donetsk only has 1 point in the table, as they've only drawn 1 game and they've lost 2. With this draw and losses, Shakhtar sits at the bottom of the table, like I just said. And that is kind of setting up the stage for what's going to happen today with Champions League. Starting off with Group E, the reigning Bundesliga champs Bayern Munich are going to face off against Benfica in Portugal. The other matchup in this group will be between Dynamo Kiev and Barcelona. This matchup is going to take place in Barcelona. Looking forward to Group F. The reigning Europa League champs Villarreal are going to face off against Young Boys from Switzerland. That game's going to be in Switzerland. And then the other matchup in Group F will take place between Man United and Atalanta in Old Trafford. Then looking at Group G, the reigning French champions Lille are going to face off against Sevilla. And then the other 2 teams, RB Salzburg and Wolfsburg, are going to face off. And then last but not least, looking at Group H, the reigning Champions League winners Chelsea are going to face off against Malmo in London. And then Juventus from Italy are going to face off against Zenit St. Petersburg in Russia. So that's virtually what's going on with soccer. And then taking a look at what was going on with the NBA so far this season as the NBA just got underway. Looking at the two matches that took place yesterday, starting off in Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Bucks hosted the Brooklyn Nets and were able to pull off a 127-104 win. The Bucks would go on to outscore. Their difference would come from them outscoring the Nets by 12 in the first quarter, and they also outscored the Nets by 11 in the fourth. For the Nets in this matchup, their leading scorer was their goated power forward, Kevin Durant. Durant finished with 32 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists, as well as 2 blocks in 30 minutes. He shot 13 for 25 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3, and 3 for 6 from the foul line. Off the bench, the Nets point guard Patty Mills finished with 21 points in 29 minutes as he shot 7 for 11 from the field. He shot a perfect 7 for 7 from 3. Also in the Nets starting lineup, their elite starting shooting guard James Harden would finish with 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, as well as 2 blocks in 31 minutes. He shot 6 for 16 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3, and a perfect 4 for 4 from the line. Their elite power forward also, Blake Griffin, would finish with 6 points and 5 rebounds in 23 minutes as he shot 2 for 5 from the field and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. For the defending NBA champs Milwaukee Bucks, their elite starting power forward, the reigning NBA Finals MVP and Finals MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo would finish with 32 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2. He's not the reigning MVP, but he's the reigning Finals MVP. He would finish with 32 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, and a couple of blocks in 31 minutes. He shot 12 for 25 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3, and 7 for 9 from the foul line. Also in their starting lineup, their starting small forward, Chris Middleton, would finish with 20 points and 9 rebounds in 31 minutes. Middleton shot 8 for 17 from the field, and he shot 3 for 4 from the foul line. Also, coming off the bench for the Bucks, their shooting guard Pat Connaughton would finish with 20 points in 30 minutes. He shot 8 for 13 from the field and 4 for 9 from 3. With this win, the Milwaukee Bucks are now 1-0 to start their season. And with this loss, the Brooklyn Nets are now 0-1 to start theirs. Taking a look at the other primetime matchup from last night, the Los Angeles Lakers took on the Golden State Warriors, and the Warriors were able to beat the Lakers 121-114. The Warriors ended up outscoring the Lakers by 13 in the second half to win this game by 7. The Lakers were winning at halftime. For the Los Angeles Lakers in this matchup, their leading scorer was their goated small forward LeBron James. He finished with 34 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists in 37 minutes as he shot 13 for 23 from the field, 5 for 11 from 3, and 3 for 6 from the foul line. The Lakers' elite starting power forward, Anthony Davis, would finish with 33 points and 11 rebounds alongside a couple of blocks in 39 minutes. He shot 15 for 26 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, and 2 for 7 from the foul line. Their elite starting point guard, Russell Westbrook, would finish with 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists in 35 minutes as he shot 4 for 13 from the field on the night. For the Golden State Warriors, their leading scorer was their goated starting point guard out of Davidson, Steph Curry. Curry finished with 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, as well as 3 steals in 36 minutes. Curry shot 5 for 21 from the field, 2 for 8 from 3, and a perfect 9 for 9 from the foul line. Their starting shooting guard, Jordan Poole, finished with 20 points in 25 minutes. He shot 8 for 18 from the field on the night. With this win, the Golden State Warriors are 1-0 to start their season, and the Los Angeles Lakers are now 0-1. That is what the NBA is looking like following yesterday's matchups, as there are a lot of NBA games to look forward to as we go through today. But with that said, that's what we got going on as today is Wednesday, October 20th, 2021 out here in this quarantine. I want to thank the MLB, the NFL, the college football and soccer and NBA websites, of course, for giving me all the facts and figures that I needed in order to do this episode. I also want to apologize for all the names that I butchered. I do plan on getting them right. And I do thank everyone for listening to all 19 and a half, 20 minutes of this piece if you actually did. I hope all is well. And once all of today's matchups are done and completed, I will come back tomorrow on Thursday October 21st for another episode of The Elite. So until then, I want to thank everyone for listening again, and I will come back tomorrow. Thanks for listening to my piece. Peace out. I can't wait to come back.